Gardening is a great way to save money on your food bill, and research has shown that an average 600 square foot garden that's well tended can produce up to 300 pounds of produce in a year. So if you figure that out, about $2 a pound, that's $600 worth of produce. If you even put in as much as $70 on tools and transplants and seeds, you'd still be clearing $530 of produce that you're taking off of your food bill. So how do you know what kind of tools you need if you're just getting started gardening? Well, first of all, if you're just starting, you probably should start small, get so that you're really good at a few different crops, and then you can kind of work your way up. So if you're starting with a small garden, you know, maybe a 5x5 or 10x10, or even gardening in some containers, you really don't need a whole lot of equipment. If you're gardening in containers, you could just get by with some simple things like some trowels and a little garden rake. If you have a little bit larger garden, of course you'd probably want to invest in a hoe, just a nice basic garden hoe, and some type of a shovel. And these are all things that you'd be using to cultivate the ground with. So first of all, let's talk about cultivating. So if you have a small one, we're going to cultivate either with a hoe, a shovel, the trowel, or the little rake. If you move up to a little bigger garden, you might want to invest in some different types of cultivating equipment, maybe a little scuffle type hoe. There's also a 4-tine cultivating tool that's nice to have for different applications. You could go with just your regular iron rake for raking the ground to get it ready in the spring, cleaning it up in the fall. Those are always handy. And then if you start to do some bigger applications, like maybe putting in a compost pile, you might want to invest in an ensilage type fork that you can dig and lift and turn that compost with. Then if you really have a larger garden, say 100 to 1,000 square feet, you're probably going to want to move up to some type of power equipment. Maybe either a small tiller like this or a regular full-size garden tiller. Or if you have a large enough garden, like a small farm, you'd want a small tractor that you could use a variety of different implements with. So all of these are examples of things that you would use to cultivate the soil. Now we have to keep things alive for the rest of the season. So some of the things that we're going to need is a basic way to water. If you have just some containers or a very small plot, you can really probably get by with just a watering can. If you have a larger garden, of course, you're going to need to be able to haul hose and move the water to wherever your plants are. And a water wand is nice, makes it a little easier. This breaker kind of dissipates the projection of the water, so it's a little softer on the plants. So you're definitely going to need a nice garden hose. And if you have a larger garden, you're going to want to be as efficient as possible with your resources, both time and water. So a lot of gardeners will like to put in a drip system that you can put on a timer. It gets a nice slow drip, puts the water right along the plant line, puts it right where you need it. You don't have a lot of wasted water. You can set it, walk away, and leave. And this is definitely something that you would want to have if you had a larger garden. And then the third thing you may need to be concerned about is pest management, disease management, application of those types of products. If you have a small garden, it may be just as cost effective to buy a little pistol grip pre-mixed bottle of your insecticide, pesticide, fungicide, whatever it is, whether it be a chemical product or an organic product. If you have a larger garden, you're going to need to be making bigger applications. Go ahead and invest in a pump type sprayer that you can fill it up, mix your application in there, pump it up, and spray. Again, if you have a larger garden or a small truck farm, you'll probably invest in a tractor that you can attach a sprayer equipment to and handle it that way. As you select your equipment, do try to choose good equipment Even if it's just one piece of quality equipment that you can afford each year, go ahead and make that investment and then take really good care of that equipment. Make sure that you put it away clean at the end of the season, you take care of your power equipment, put it in for the winter properly, and with the correct investment and care, these tools are going to serve you for many years. So you'll be able to build a large collection of good tools that you'll have for probably the rest of your life. If you do have some more questions about tools, there is a section in the Kansas Garden Guide about tools and supplies that you would need for your garden, and it divides it up by different sizes of garden, and that could be very helpful to you as you make those decisions of the pieces that you think that you need to buy. So you can either buy the Kansas Garden Guide at your local extension office, or you can download it off the internet. Go to www.ksre.ksu.edu and click on Publications.
For more information, visit your local extension office or visit our website at kansasgreenyards.org.